Hi everybody. We are group 7.
First of all, I will show you this link and then we will get started.
Or does it give you wings? We decided to take on the world of artificial energy sources for our G4 project. This led to blood, sweat, destroyed fingertips, long nights, endless discussions, and dead hours of waiting and trying not to stress out about the time limits that we had. Indeed, it was a long and a hard way there. But on the run, we reached some interesting results. And at the end of the day, what surprised us most was the short reaction time and how the period came back in waves of energy to us when we had investigated this.
So when we look into the content of our Red Bull energy drink, we can see that we found mainly glucose, taurine, caffeine, and all of them are related to energy and are really highly rich on them. So we knew that taurine speeds up the metabolism of the body, which results in a quick release of energy. Based on this information, we knew that the other two main ingredients, sugar and caffeine, will be responsible for the possible changes in the body in one way or another. Knowing this, we could form our research question of how the ingredients of sugar and caffeine of an energy drink would individually affect our heart rate, blood sugar, our pH value in the mouth, and in comparison to how an energy does. So we choose for this experiment these three ingredients. The first one is Red Bull, 25 centiliters, and then it's the dextro, which is about no, a lot more actually. And then we have coffee. And just to get a visual understanding of the amount of glucose in a Red Bull, we put the glucose next to it. It's dextro, so it's a lot easier to take in the Red Bull, just to drink it down, than just to eat that package.
Okay, now the first thing we checked was the pH in the mouse, how it changed. And we have here the blue line, which is the Red Bull, and we see that it decreased the pH in the mouse the most in both test persons. We see here that the general area in the mouse, it's neutral, but like a 7. We see how the Red Bull actually decreased it to 6, and in case of Philip even into 5. We see that even glucose actually decreased the amount of the pH in the mouth, and so did it the same for Philip. And finally, the caffeine had the same effect; it decreased the pH in the mouth. But we can also see that only after 10 to 20 minutes, the pH actually starts rising again and neutralizes towards 7 again. So, yeah, I think this is basically like the pH.
So the next thing we tested was the heart rate of Nana and Philip when they consumed those things. And as you can see, it was an increase in the Red Bull and glucose. It was increase in caffeine for Nana, but not for Philip, because we can see clearly there that it started to decrease. But yeah, so. But the heart rate is really hard to measure because it's really individual and you can affect it with random external things really easily. As you can see here, yeah, there, it started to rise again after it decreases because, yeah, Philip here, he pressed out some blood from his finger and it's like splashed on his face, so he got a shot. Yeah, so it took a while for us to test it because it was really high. So, yeah, we measured it after a while, but you can still see that it rose and he was shot quite a long time after too. Yeah, but in the end, like after 1.5 hours, you can see that everything stabilized again, like the heart rate. So it was like in the beginning. Yeah, this is how we did when we tried the blood. They had to stick a needle in their finger, and yeah, and that black thing, it sucked the blood up. So yeah, and on that thing it says like what their blood sugar was.
Okay, so here are the results from the blood sugar measurements. And we see in Nana's case that this is exactly how we expected. We see that the Red Bull made a quick rise in blood sugar, but then after quite little time we see a steady decrease, actually a really big decrease, since we end up at a blood sugar of only 4, which is too little than it should have. While we see that the caffeine in Nana's case didn't actually affect her blood sugar in any real way. And surprisingly, here are the glucose results. We expected they would also rise directly, but instead they decreased. Don't really know why, but yeah. And we see also in Philip's case here that the blood sugar, that the glucose of the blood sugar, that the glucose increased the blood sugar more than the Red Bull, which was against our expectation. But the Red Bull didn't have the same effect. And we see also that the caffeine again didn't show any effect on the blood sugar, on his blood sugar at all. So we can also say that well, it's different from person to person how they are affected by either glucose or Red Bull and caffeine combination. So in conclusion, we could say that the commercial might be right. Your blood sugar will rise to the sky, but it omits the hard landing of the end.
Yeah, and this is a picture of the half amount of test sticks right here and needles right there that pretty much killed my fingers and Philip's too. And this is what we use to prove this highly advanced experiment. It actually came to the point where my fingertips wouldn't give me blood, so they were like, "Enough already! I won't give you any blood!" And I'm like, "Okay." But then I had to re-talk them, and they gave me some drops more. Yeah. Anyways, we did not only learn about energy through this project, but about how to work together as a team. And how different opinions we all can have regarding how things should and should not work. Pretty much took a few hours to find out what we were supposed to do. Group 4 project was a great way to get just a bit of collaboration that we, as in the future former IB students, will need to get the social skills that we need to have in real life. And especially thanks to all the Halmstad students, because it really, I think it taught us a lot to work with a few persons that we've never met before. Yeah, thank you for your time, and we will see you.